We can speak now to the former Israeli diplomat, Alon Liel. Mr. Liel, thank you so much indeed for joining us. There have been obviously many conflicting reactions to this meeting between Gantz and Abbas. Do you see it as some sort of victory for the more moderate elements in the Israeli government coalition and on the Palestinian side?
Yes. The Israeli government is clearly divided between those who support the two-state solution and those who oppose. It's strange, but we have a prime minister that opposes a Palestinian state, and we have some senior ministers, including the Minister of Defense, that support the idea of a Palestinian state. I think it's definitely a certain victory to those who would like to speak with the Palestinians, especially with Mahmoud Abbas, Abu Mazen, and although the topic was only economics and security and nothing political, it's always better speaking than shooting.
Yeah, what about the reaction of some Palestinian groups in Gaza who say that just by meeting Benny Gantz, Mahmoud Abbas is going to allow the Israeli government to continue with what under international law are illegal Israeli settlements in occupied territories?
I, as a peace supporter, understand the criticism from both sides. The Palestinians feel that there is no political horizon, and Israel is pushing toward an economic peace, a concept that is unacceptable to them. The Israeli right feels that it is an absurd to host Abu Mazen at the home of Gantz when the Palestinians are accusing Gantz at the International Criminal Court for war crimes. So I understand both sides. But the policy of Israel at the moment is we will not discuss political issues with the Palestinians, only economic issues. And I think that it's better than nothing, but this is not what will lead us to peace.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could say that that might well be because it will help keep the Israeli government coalition together, because you've got a Prime Minister, Naftali Bennett, who doesn't believe in the two-state solution, who wants to promote those illegal settlements in occupied territories. What do you think will change when Yair Lapid becomes Prime Minister after Naftali Bennett's two-year term is over?
I think it will be a substantial change. The Israeli Prime Minister always had a prerogative in running peace talks, and Bennett is now the Prime Minister. He calls the shots, and with Lapid, I think it will be different, but mainly because this is the way the Americans are seeing it. The Americans are key to everything here. And by the way, parallel to the Gantz-Abu Mazen meeting, there is a big story today in the Israeli press about the Americans reopening the embassy, the Palestinian embassy in Washington. This is a substantial move. Or opening the consulate, American consulate in Jerusalem, is another substantial move. So I don't think the timing of rotation between Gantz and Lapid is as important as the Americans' decision to move ahead politically and try and solve the conflict.
Sorry, Mr. Liel, I'm told time is up, but because you've just mentioned this latest development, I have to ask you about that. Be brief in your answer, if you don't mind. Do you think that Biden and Lapid together and their approach towards the Palestinians might actually cause a collapse of the Israeli coalition?
Look, I think this is a myth. The Israeli coalition is very narrow but stable. And Netanyahu has his legal problems. And I think even if the Americans will have a move, a political move, like, for instance, opening the consulate in Jerusalem, the government will not fall. But it's convenient for right-wing elements inside the government and for the right-wing opposition to claim that if this will be done, the government will fall and Netanyahu will come back. So this is a little bit deterring the Americans from such a move.
Really appreciate your time, Alon Liel. Thank you so much.